Mike, everyone on the street is going to want to know what a Mike Mayo thinks of this Jane Fraser as CEO. It's a huge deal within the banking industry and the C-suite world. What do you think?
Look, I think change at Citigroup is good and it's needed. Citigroup has improved over the last 8 years under CEO Mike Corbat, but they still have worst-in-class efficiency, returns, and stock market valuation. So you've come a way, but not as far as you need to go. And so Jane Fraser can give a fresh look. Look, as you know, I went to most of the annual meetings last decade. I would stand up and say, why are you not restructuring more? And they said, well, our restructuring is over. Well, that should not be the case for an underperforming bank. So with a new CEO, we think it will give them a chance to have a fresh look and re-examining parts of the franchise that maybe should be shed and reinvested elsewhere.
Mike, she's a woman. It's a woman running a Wall Street bank. It hasn't happened before. You've just talked about this if this was any other person running it. Is it significant that this is a woman? They've chosen a woman. She's rocketed through the ranks in terms of her acceleration to this position. The business is sending a message not only to kind of the people that work for it, but to Wall Street more broadly. What do you think that message is? Well,
I think Citigroup, just like all of Wall Street, is a meritocracy, and you get to the top on the merits. And Jane Fraser has a very impressive CV. Having said that, this is a groundbreaking moment for Wall Street banking and finance to have a woman at the top. So Citi clearly is leading by example in a world that needs and seeks greater diversity.
Well, and you just mentioned, Mike, that you need to have the talent pipeline. Who does and who doesn't in other banks now?
Well, certainly J.P. Morgan, has a lot of women in senior leadership positions. And so, there's a couple people at J.P. Morgan who could replace Jamie Dimon whenever he retires. He always has 5 more years. So, but when that day comes, you could have a woman at the top of J.P. Morgan for sure.
Does it change the way you look at the succession process? As I say, Jane Fraser, she's not come from nowhere, but her acceleration through the ranks of Citi has been fast. And that's a good thing. And clearly this is a company that has decided that it needs to promote women from within its business, and because that is going to send a great message about diversity, as you say. She's got a fantastic CV. Here is a woman that is going to make changes at this business. But in terms of looking at other businesses on Wall Street, does it now widen the lens, widen the funnel in terms of the people that we need to consider that could be running those businesses? These are big businesses, and shareholders need to figure this out.
Well, I have this discussion with my own family and my own daughter. On the one hand, you say it's a pipeline problem. How many women are in the running? On the other hand, it's a role model problem. So by promoting a woman at the top of the firm, now you have a role model for others who might be looking to come up the ranks. But Jane Fraser does have experience with non-U.S. banking, Latin America. She does have experience with consumer banking. She has many other positions, and she was at McKinsey. So It's not like she came from nowhere. So this is not like a fast-track, VIP skip-the-line pass. She's worked her way up. Having said that, if you have several people that are, with similar qualities, I think it was a good thing for Citigroup to go ahead and have a woman lead the company for the first time in its history and for any major U.S. bank.